you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Playing on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Playing on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. With Tony Marinaro.
55 seconds left in the penalty, a minute and 27 seconds left in regulation time. Boston 4, Montreal 3. Lafleur coming out rather gingerly on the right side. He gives it into Lemaire, back to LaFleur. Oh!
The sickest Montreal Canadiens podcast.
You're in the fall!
Sports entertainment like no other.
Rejoint, on lui fait perdre la rondelle, une passe devant. Et c'est le dégagement et ce sera la victoire des Canadiens. Coupe Stanley pour les Canadiens. Le 23e de l'histoire.
You found the dogs! John, you found the dogs! He found the dogs! And all together, they worked a young team to the top. And now, a 24th Stanley Cup banner will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens win the Stanley Cup.
Brought to you by Energy Transportation Group. Driven to be different. La Vida Tibi. Embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination. It's gonna be sick.
Marinaro on this Wednesday, August 27. We are live on the Sick Podcast. You're watching on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitter. I want to give a special shout out to some of our sponsors to start off the show today. I'm going to tell you that Brian Wilde of Global TV Montreal once again will be my guest in what will be a very exciting night of a Q&A. So if you have your questions and you sent them over earlier today, via Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. Shane Gomez at Master Control has already gathered some of them, and he's got some ready for us that, by the way, we haven't looked at, we haven't rehearsed, we haven't this and that. We like to do stuff live on the fly when we do it. And Shane is also going to be having an eye on the YouTube live. So if you have any questions, you throw them out there. He'll copy, paste them, send them over to our channel here, and Brian and I will see them, and he'll bring them up. So it's a pretty cool setup. I want to thank Souvlaki Authentique. Everyone knows that Montreal knows good food, but nothing hits like Souvlaki Authentique. Every stick of souvlaki is marinated fresh. Every pita is packed with flavor, and the potatoes twice fried and finished with that signature lemon sauce. It's comfort food, Greek style, family run, flavor packed, and proud to serve Montreal. Go to souvlakiauthentique.com to find your nearest location and bring the taste of Greece home. Tikanis Kala. Also brought to you in part by Bittt Tibi. They launched a new ultra lager, refreshing, thirst-quenching beer, perfect for the summer, with only 90 calories, 2 grams of carbs, 4% ABV per can, available in a pack of 6 and 12 in grocery stores all around the province of Quebec. Ultra light, ultra refreshing. Without further ado, let me bring him in from Global TV Montreal. Once again, Brian Wilde, what's going on?
Hey, my friend, how are you tonight?
I'm actually sweating, to tell you the truth. It's a little hot
you
down
just
here.
ate, and you just ate.
I
watched you eat while we did the countdown.
Yes, I had some baked crackers or whatever they are with 1% cottage cheese.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah, I'm a fan of cottage cheese.
I am not.
No, I'm hot for another reason. I have one of these down here. See?
It's not working?
No, it's working.
Okay.
But earlier this evening, I was over at my friend's house, Fast Philly, and as I went in, he was looking for my podcast, and he was watching the podcast on YouTube right off of his smart television. And I sat down, and he's watching one of my shows, and I see my hair flying everywhere. And I had no idea, like, when the fan is on, that the fan was making my hair fly like that. And at one point... Yeah, but one point he says, you know what? Your hair flying like this is bothering me. So tonight, the fan is off. Okay.
No, that's a bad idea. I think comfort is much more important. It's like you're in a Pantene commercial. It's completely normal.
Why don't I do this? I put the fan.
You're in a very serious relationship.
I put the fan in the opposite direction, so it'll maybe bring some cold air to the room, and this way my hair won't fly.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay.
All right. How you doing?
I think you should go with flying hair. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah,
How's
because
everything?
being comfortable is pretty important. It's going to bring out your best work.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, before we get to some questions, you know, there's been a lot of talk about Alex Newhook, whether or not he's going to be playing center or he's going to be playing wing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we know that Kirby Dach and Alex Newhook, their face-off percentage was not great, right? It was in the 40s, and And obviously, you want your centerman to be in the 50s. And if you can get in the high 50s, then you're among the best in the league. So I asked you before the show started, I said, Brian, did you see the Alex Newhook picture circulating on social media? And you said?
I have not seen that.
And you said, what is it all about? And I said, I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to show it to you on the show. So Shane Gamon, bring it up. That's Alex Newhook and Will Smith working on faceoffs with Patrice Bergeron.
Wow.
Isn't
Somebody's planning on getting a shot at center this year.
So, you know what? So it might not mean anything, but my first reaction was like yours, saying, okay, I have a feeling now watching this that Newhook is going to play center. Now, it doesn't mean he's going to play center because there are wingers that take faceoffs, and you know what? He's probably working on his faceoff game in case there's an injury and in case he gets asked to play center. But it still leads you to believe that his mindset is probably that he's going to be playing center when the season starts, especially if Kirby Dach doesn't start the season on time. And then if Kirby Dach doesn't start the season on time and your options are Veleno, Kapanen, Newhook, Evans, you kind of get the feeling based on last season, the amount of goals that he scored, it's probably going to be Newhook. So anyway, there you have it. Alex Newhook working on faceoffs with Will Smith and tutored by Patrice Bergeron, who, by the way, was pretty good at that.
Pretty good. Yeah. Not bad at all of those things. I don't know if it says anything that the organization has decided, that the Canadiens brass has decided that he's working on faceoffs. But it definitely says that Alex wants to be better at it and has a plan to play center.
Yeah.
That's what I see there.
Yeah.
We can't surmise anything from the Canadiens' point of view. We can surmise everything from Alex Newhook's point of view.
I agree with that. And once again, I mean, it's if you're Newhook, you're saying, hey, you know what? I can have an opportunity if Dach is not ready for the start of the season, or if he is, but he's not at 100%, I can have an opportunity to play with two very good offensive talents. And you know what? His contract is up in a couple of seasons, and he's probably saying, you know what? If I can have a season where I pick up points, because when you have a season where you pick up points, like I'm going to give you an example, right? Noah Dobson, that the Canadiens acquired. Noah Dobson, a year ago, I should be saying 2 years ago because a year ago was last season, but he had a very, very good season where he put up like a lot of points.
Right.
And last season, he had a drop off in point production.
Yeah.
So
he went from like Matheson.
He went from 70 to 39. Okay. But he got the big contract anyway, because you can have the drop off. And this is, one day we're going to talk about Hudson again. But another point, I don't want to talk about Hudson tonight, but a lot of people are saying, well, yeah, maybe the Canadiens aren't signing Hudson because you know what? They're probably hoping that he has a drop off in production next year. Can his value get less, even if he's got a drop off in production? Now, I understand Noah Dobson is 6 years into his National Hockey League career and Lane Hudson is 1. I get that. Really, I do. But Noah Dobson had 70 points in 23-24 and 39 points in 24-25. He still got the $9.5 million because he got it because of his body of work over 6 years and the season where he picked up 70 points at 23-24.
Yeah, and I don't think a guy who has shown his worth for a while that has one off season has a drop off. What the drop off usually is about age. And at 25, everybody has the expectation that the 8 best years of Dobson's career are in front of him. And that's what I think. 25 to 33, that's absolute perfection from the Canadiens' point of view. So I wouldn't have thought that he would drop off his contract at all. The only reason you drop off, let's say you go from 70 to 40, especially as a forward and you're 32. Well, now people are saying you're in the twilight of your career. And that's an entirely different argument than a Hudson 1 or a Dobson 1.
The Sick Podcast is brought to you in part by Energy Transportation Group, a leading full-service logistics provider serving all of North America. They are driven to be different. They're a top fleet employer in the country. Just ask Forbes, and they'll tell you as much. It's also brought to you in part by Playground. The World Series of Poker circuit is at Playground. And they started back on the 18th of August, started about 9 days ago. They're going to bring you the WSOP C Montreal up until the 2nd of September. It's one of the biggest and most popular live tournament series in the world. That's in Montreal. This edition features, listen to this, Brian, $5 million in a guaranteed prize pools, including a main event with a $2.2 million guarantee and a $2,500 buy-in. Poker history is being made once again at Playground. Don't miss the WSOPC Montreal, which started back on the 18th of August and will go until the 2nd of September. Are you ready to take some questions?
I am ready.
Good.
I just wanted to make one last point, though, about Alex Newhook and his expectations to play at center. I felt that Newhook a lot last year was on the verge of finding another level. And I think this is going to be his breakout year. I am calling it that he gets 20, 25 points higher than he has had in his career.
You know what? It could very well be. And I'm going to bring up a name from the past, okay? The Canadians had a speedster back in the 90s. I know you're going to get this. I mean, they had a couple, but they had one who was acquired in a trade.
Yep.
And
I know who you mean.
I know you know who I mean. All right. He was acquired in a trade. Yeah. And he played for one of the Montreal Canadiens rivals. And
that's right. Big one.
And you know what? He had a ton of scoring chances. And
lots of breakaways.
And some people probably thought he should have scored 40 goals. Exactly. But you know what? He put up seasons with the Canadians of 22 goals in 64 games, 27 goals, 26 goals. And he also put up
nothing wrong with that.
A beautiful season of 76 points in 79 games back in 1991. And he had picked up 11 points in 13 playoff games that year. A couple of years before that, in his first season as a Hab, he picked up 13 points in the playoffs in 21 games. That's the year the Canadians went to the final in 1989. I'm talking about Russ Courtnall, okay?
Yep.
Newhook's got Courtnall-like speed.
Yep.
Right? And I think he could have Courtnall-like hands. And it was a different era, and I get it. It was easier to score goals probably then. But I think Newhook can have a season where, you know what? Where he can score 23 or 24. I don't want to say more than that, but I think he's got it in him. And he might not ever do it.
And Courtnall was drafted where overall?
It's a good question.
You still got that in front of you?
I do. Yeah, he was drafted 7th overall.
7th overall.
Yeah.
So 7th and Newhook was 15. So, you've got in the same range. 7's pretty high compared to 15, but in 16, the same range.
16
thank you.
Yeah.
So, one more echelon higher. So expectations for Courtnall coming out of the draft are a little bit higher than Newhook. But Newhook had a nice college career. He really hasn't found himself. He was a centerman in his college career too. So I think he wants to get back to that. He was instrumental for his club there. I just saw so many brilliant moments, and there were just times where he frustrated people because he didn't finish it, or if he did, 5 parts out of 6 to success, and part 6 broke down. But I just feel like he's just on the cusp, just on the verge of greatness, and I am going to predict 20 more points for him this year. How many did he get exactly last year, Tony? I mean, it's not a great total.
He had 26 points last season in 82 games.
He can do 45.
Out of the 26 points, he had 15 goals. Now, I want people to listen very carefully to what I'm going to say next, okay? For those who probably just, if you're listening to this and almost swerved off the road where I said, I think he can probably get 23 or 24, I want you to think about this. The year before with the Canadians, Newhook picked up 15 goals in 55 games. That translates to a 22-goal season over 82 games. And with the addition of talent with Demidov and Liney healthy out of the gates, you would hope, and Lane Hudson on the back end, if Alex Newhook picked up 15 goals in 55 games in 23-24, and the Canadians have added Liney, who wasn't there in 23-24, Demidov, who wasn't there in 23-24, Lane Hudson, who was not there either, and all of the other players, or most of the core players, are a year older, and they all got better around him, and the Canadians are a better team. You can't tell me that 23, 24 goals for Newhook is unimaginable or not possible. I think it is.
Absolutely. And you look at that assist total when I say he can get 20 more points and elevate to somewhere around 45 from his meager total of last year. There were a lot of passes that ended up on dead sticks. Like you play with Demidov, that's not a pass that's going to end up on a dead stick. Or if you're playing with Laine on the other side, that's not ending up on a dead stick. That's ending up in the net. So if they can play hockey in the offensive zone, which was the killer situation for them last year, and that they played defensively far too much, if they play just some hockey and even the ice out just a smidge, instead of minus 29 a duck, and we're in the neighborhood of minus 10-ish, minus 5-ish even, the points at 45 is not a crazy prediction whatsoever. Crazy is 60, 65, but 45 is not a crazy.
And at 23, 24 goals, not crazy either. And 66 Spinning, who is a big supporter and very active on YouTube Live, and we thank him for that, says, come on, guys, Russ Courtnall's a 30-goal scorer. Don't compare. Hold on a second. Russ Courtnall scored over 30 goals. No, but not only that. Russ Courtnall scored over 30 goals once, okay? And yes, he came close another season where he had 29. And Russ Courtnall had a very nice career. He had seasons of 22 goals, 29 goals, 23 goals, 22 goals, 27 goals, 26 goals, 23 goals, 26 goals, 36 goals. So over 30 goals once. But can we agree that when Courtnall played from the early 80s to the late 90s, that somewhere in between there, 30 goals back then is probably 20 goals now.
Yeah, that was the era of 8.2 per game.
That was the era of a lot of 50-goal scorers and a lot of goals. That's exactly what it was. Yeah. So.
And can you give me the numbers on Courtnall? And again, when we're talking about this Russ Courtnall comparison, mostly we're talking about the assets that they bring. Huge speed, a pretty nice shot. Alex Newhook is a pretty nice shot that he doesn't use enough. So we're talking about the footprint of the player. We're not saying that he's Russ Courtnall. Yeah. Because he hasn't shown it yet. But with that in mind, considering just as a feedback for the viewer that mentioned that, Tony, when did Russ Courtnall start to get those bigger numbers? Year 3, year 4, year 5? I mean, everybody goes through that period that Alex is going through now. And then, like a lot of guys, like look at Mark Scheifele, he's known as one of the best players in the entire league. Look at Mark Scheifele's first 4 seasons. It can take a little while, even for guys that absolutely break out and show you star status. It can still take a while. McKinnon, even after a good rookie year.
Courtnall was pretty consistent. In his second full season with the Leafs, he picked up 22 goals. In his third full season, he picked up 29. His fourth full season, he picked up 23.
Okay, so he started fast.
The next year after that, he was traded to the Canadiens 9 games in for the late John Kordic, by the way. And Courtnall scored 22 goals in 64 games for the Canadiens, 27 the year after, 26 the year after. So he was always a pretty good goal scorer, Russ Courtnall was. But,
and I think we're just making the argument we think he can get into the 20 to 25 range.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that Alex Newhook, if he picks up 23 or 24 goals in a season, I wouldn't be surprised. By the way, Russ Courtnall scored a big goal for the Montreal Canadiens in the playoffs, a series clinching goal. Do you remember that?
I do not.
Versus the Hartford Whalers, a game that was played in Montreal.
No, I don't remember that.
And I believe he scored on, and I could be wrong,
Mike Liut.
On Frank Pietrangelo.
Yeah. Mike Liut.
You know who scored on Mike Liut?
Wayne Gretzky did a lot.
Claude Lemieux in the 1986 playoffs.
There you go.
Second round, game 7. You don't remember that one?
I was in Edmonton, and I was a season ticket holder of the Oilers.
Oh, that's
so
right.
I remember it less.
1986 playoffs. The Canadiens sweep the Boston Bruins 3-0. In the second round, they play the Hartford Whalers. The game goes to game 7 in Montreal at the Montreal Forum. The Canadiens had a line of Skrulin, McPhee, and Claude Lemieux. And the game was. Hold on a second. I'm trying to remember who scored. I believe it was Mike McPhee who gave the Canadians a 1-0 lead, if memory serves me well. Dave Babbage scored on a rocket just outside the blue line to tie the game at 1 in period number 3. They go to overtime, and I think it was in the second period of overtime, but once again, I could be mistaken because I don't have anything in front of me. But the Canadians have there's the puck behind the net, and Lemieux is fighting for it, and he comes out of behind the net with the puck, and he takes it to his backhand, and the backhand goes up over Mike Liut and right under the bar. And in the Canadians beat the Hartford Whalers in 7 games. They then play the New York Rangers, and they eliminate the Rangers in 5 games, with the most memorable being Game 3 at Madison Square Garden in New York, where the Canadians, I think, won the score by a score of 4-3 in overtime, again on a 2-on-0 breakaway. McPhee to Claude Lemieux, I believe it was, who scored the goal up over John Van Beesbroek. But that's the game where I think the Rangers had like 13 shots in overtime for a couple for the Canadians, and the fans were chanting Roy. And that's the moment, I think, that Patrick Roy became Patrick Roy. Right. And then the Canadians play the Calgary Flames in the final and lose Game 1 by a score of 4-1. And then they win Game 2 in Calgary, where at the time, I think they had set an NHL record. I don't know if it still stands, but the fastest goal scored in overtime in a Stanley Cup final.
That I remember. Yeah.
Brian Skrudland, 9 seconds.
Brian Skrudland, yeah.
Yeah. Canadians went on to win the next 3 games and win the Stanley Cup in 5 games in Calgary. Good times.
I believe I've heard that on an opener to a sick podcast once or twice.
Yes. No. Well, hold on a second.
Yes.
The game that the cup that they won in '86, you might hear
the French one.
Correct. You'll hear Mario Tremblay going, "Yoo!"
Yeah.
But my favorite call still has
and then the English one is '93.
Yeah. You remember the way the one in '93 went, Bob Cole?
Yeah.
How did it go? It went from something like and all together, they worked the young team to the top. And now a 24th Stanley Cup banner will hang
from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal.
Will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadians win the Stanley Cup. Yeah. And then right away, na 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 na.
And on that night,
did
you think in 2025 you would still be waiting for the next one, and Canada would still be waiting for the next one?
That's crazy.
Our entire nation is still waiting for the next one. And that the Leafs have won 2 series, 3 now.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. No, I would have never thought after the Canadians won the Cup in '93 that obviously in 2025,
32 years now.
32 years later, that the Canadians would not win a Cup and no other team in Canada would win a Cup. I would have never bet on that. Never. But anyway, that's
no, because the math is that they should win every 4.5 years.
It's the toughest trophy in all. They say it's the toughest trophy in all sports to win. I mean, a lot of people believe that.
Yeah.
Hard to argue it, to tell you the truth. All right. Okay. Let's go to some questions. This coming from Mikael. If Reinbacher looks amazing at camp and ready for NHL duty, what's your D lineup look like, Brian?
Firstly, I want to, obviously that's an if, so we have to answer it in terms of the if part, but he's not making it out of camp. And I don't think we'll see him until January. I don't care how good he is. I don't think we're going to see him. But the first part of the answer for sure is, to the question, is that Lane Hudson gets moved to the left. There's no need to have Lane Hudson on the right. He can go to the left if Reinbacher is ready. And then it would become, maybe even Lane with Reinbacher might be nice.
So I'll answer the question because it was asked.
Yes.
I can tell you that some members of the Montreal Canadiens, they see David Reinbacher one day playing right D with Lane Hudson.
There you go.
All right. Now, let's say Reinbacher's amazing in camp. I think he'd have to be really, 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 really amazing to make the team out of camp because time is on their hands right now, right? They can play the heck out of Reinbacher and in Laval, and I'm sure that Pascal Vincent would love to have him. and then you'll figure out what you have here. But let's just say, to answer Mikael's question, that he's amazing in camp and he's called for NHL duty. At that point, I think the pairings would be Goalie with Dobson, Hudson with Reinbacher, Matheson with Carrier.
Mine too.
And one of Struble or Jacky would be the 7, and the other one would be moved. That's the answer Mikael's question. It's not saying what I think, but it's the answer his question. Next.
Absolutely.
All right. This coming in from Habs Believer. Last season, the Habs finished with the 7th most penalty minutes, 760, but the Panthers finished with the most at 843 and won the Cup. Is this something the Habs need to correct? And if so, how? What a great question, eh? That's a great question.
Do they need to become tougher? The answer is yes. Do they need to become bigger, harder to play, more of an ice-packed team? The answer is yes. And they know it too. The whole organization knows it, Tony.
Yeah, I think there's going to be. I think there's going to be an opportunity in 2 years' time. In 2 years' time, Gallagher's contract is up, and so is Alex Newhook's contract. I don't have a crystal ball, but if they are not brought back by the Montreal Canadiens, let's just say they let Gallagher walk, or they move him at the deadline in 2 years and they do the same thing for Alex Newhook, I would think that would be a good opportunity if they choose to do that by replacing them with some big players with size, some grit, and some nastiness. Because those are two players that are, one's 5'11" in Newhook, and the other one, Gallagher, I would say 5'9".
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd be a good opportunity.
And it shouldn't be suggested that Gallagher doesn't play feisty, though. He plays feisty.
Of course he does,
you know, but they want a tougher team. They would love if Florian Jacky was a fourth line hockey player and that he could pound some people. And they would love it if Tuck could be a fourth line hockey player that on the score sheet at the end of the night, they have a 0 beside their name and the plus minus, and they don't care if they score at all, but just pound some people. Just Paul Maurice, pound their D philosophy, because anybody watch the playoffs, I've repeated it, you could hear it in the postseason postmortems. It was just so very obvious they want to be a bigger team.
I think that the max small guys you can have at the forward position is 2 and probably 1 on D. And
so the 2 and the max. 1 are?
Well, it would be Lane Hudson and Cole Caulfield, but maybe one day, LJ Mooney.
Oh, well.
Maybe one day, right?
That would surprise me.
Caulfield would probably be gone by then. Like, who knows?
Maybe, because Mooney's got a long way to go. But
I would think so.
You know, beautiful player to watch. And if you were taller, obviously you would have been drafted quite a lot higher with all the skills and everything. But this is size matters. And you're absolutely right. When I asked you the 2 are, because I was kind of cornering on you on Caulfield and who in the forwards, Caulfield and Newhook, or Caulfield and someone else, or
once again, I think that in a couple of years' time, if those players, Newhook and Gallagher, are no longer with this group, that they'll try and replace them with bigger players.
So you're saying 1 then?
I would say
one forward that is small and one defender. Yeah,
probably.
And Ken Hughes even said that you can have small players, but you can't have too many. I mean, he said that like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then the entire message in the postmortem was it said again because they saw what happened against the Capitals. So yeah, they need Tom Wilson. I know everybody hates him, but that's who they need, or a guy like him.
Yeah,
gets you 25 goals, scares the crap out of a lot of people. Hits everything that moves, breaks the rule book all the time, scares everybody because his knees are, he's skating into everybody's knees.
Yeah.
I know it sounds terrible, but intimidation is a part of hockey, man. That's just the way it is.
Ryan Baker says, when the Habs have their golf tournament, do the media play with the players?
Used to, but not anymore.
Yeah, used to, but not anymore.
Yeah.
And one of the things, many members of the media, I don't remember what the number was, but many members of the media used to be invited. Like I was invited at one point too. And I don't think Pierre Boivin, who was the president at the time, was very much impressed with me using my putter on a par 3, 160-yard, whatever it was, driving with my putter.
Why did you do that?
I got it on the green.
Because you knew you could get it on the green?
Yeah. And
What kind of butter was it?
Yeah,
This big head?
it broke. But anyway, no, all kidding aside, but there used to be more members of the media, and then they cut it down.
more.
And there was nothing wrong with it cutting it down, because obviously the more if they replace those members of the media with the open public or sponsors who wanted to go in, there was more money that could go to the foundation, right? So it's very understandable what they did. So they don't. No, the media do not play with the players. And if members of the media want to play with the players, they have an opportunity in the off season to do so, because a lot of players like to stick around Montreal, and they like to go out and they like to play golf. So sometimes you just end up playing with them. All right, okay, but I do not play. Once again, people ask me why I don't play golf, and I tell them all the time. 18 holes, Brian, is how many hours in a day?
5 hours, and you got to get there. Yeah.
You got to get there and get back.
Yeah.
And maybe the 19th hole, you're having a beer.
Yeah.
So
it's an 8 hour, 9 hour thing. And if your girlfriend, wife is not appreciative that you've gone for 9 hours, it can be a little bit of a relationship issue.
Best case scenario, you don't stick around for a beer, and it's a 5 hour day, right?
Yeah.
5 hours in a day is like, that's a long time. When I have 5 free hours, I make sure that I stay home and I make love. All right. Okay. Let's go back to the questions. I don't know why you're laughing, but anyway. Okay. Magdalena Villacorta. Which team is more likely to take Price's last year of his contract? Brian?
Which team is most likely to take the last year of Price's contract?
I don't have it in front of me, but it's got to be San Jose.
Yeah. For people that don't know, the question really is asking who's the team that is having a hard time getting to the floor.
Correct.
And needs to get to the floor of their salary cap without actually putting money into players they don't want. So San Jose, I haven't really looked at everybody's payroll, but
I have it here in front of me. Courtesy
Arizona's
of
payroll is pretty low, is it not?
Based on Puckpedia, the Ducks have $20.54 million of cap space. And don't forget, though, that they're going to have to pay Mason McTavish, okay? And the San Jose Sharks are next with $19.74 million. The Blackhawks with 18.66, the Blue Jackets with 15.57, the Flames with 15.41, the Penguins with 13.05. And then it's the Red Wings at under 12 million and so on.
That's a lot of teams that have to spend some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. It's cap space.
Is everybody at the floor?
Let me just check.
Sounds to me like everybody's at the floor, and nobody might be the answer to that question. Because if you got 20 million in cap space, I believe you're at the floor.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now.
This is something I'll tell you. I'm a little caught out in terms of the question because I don't actually remember what the floor is at this very moment, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 20 million away from the ceiling. So I think nobody needs. The answer is nobody needs to grab Price's contract. Nobody. The
NHL salary cap floor is it 95 million? Going into the season, that's the cap.
No, that's too high.
That's the cap. That's not the floor.
Cap. Yeah, the floor. Yeah. We should know this. Shane, help us fast here.
No, I should find it. Yeah, but NHL salary cap minimum. Okay, that's the cap for the ceiling with a cap floor of. Okay, so it was 65 million last year. So it's got to be just above 70 million, right?
Right. And so the difference between the two numbers, nobody has to pick. I'm going to go nobody. They're going to have to eat it again this year. Nobody has the need to grab Price's contract to hit the floor.
Okay, got it. The NHL salary cap floor for the 2025-2026 season is projected to be 70.6 million.
Yeah.
So 70.6 million.
Yeah,
so right now at 70.6 million, you have everyone is above the floor right now.
Exactly. So I'm going to go nobody is the answer to that question. Nobody's going to pick it up. I know it's a weird thing. Like everybody in social media is talking about it like it's a primary issue right now.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but it seems to be something that people really, really want to talk about. But when you're the San Jose Sharks and you're already at the floor, I mean, why would your owner be wishing to pick up a contract?
You're absolutely right about that. Okay, so let's get to
even
more
if
questions.
even if Kent is the guy that picks up the money, you still don't need to have the hassle of the contract.
Yeah. Okay, let me just do this right now. Next. So Shane Gaumont at Master Control. We have one person on the YouTube live who's just not very nice, and his handle is V space DA space C. So he's actually very consistent with not being very nice. So you know what? Let's just make it nice for everyone. So why don't we just get him out of there, block him, and we'll block him for the rest of his life until he comes back under another username, and then we'll block him for the rest of his life again. And we'll keep on blocking him, because if he's just not very nice on the chat, he's probably just not very nice, and he's probably just not very nice all the time. And he'll always come back, even under another username, just not being very nice. All right.
Was he not very nice about the fact we didn't have the information at our fingertips of what exactly the floor total was?
He's upset that we didn't have the floor. We were supposed to know 70.6 million, that it was this year. We were supposed to know that, and because we don't, it's like the end of the world. All right, okay.
I like this question.
And by the way,
I want to talk about this question.
I'm going by Puckpedia. There could be another site that probably, maybe I'm off here a little bit. I don't know. I'm just going by.
I think we answered the question. That's the most important thing. Everybody's around the floor, higher than the floor. They don't have to pick up his contract. It's probably 95% going to be eaten by Kent Hughes again, and everything's going to be fine with that. Yeah. It's not an issue.
I could tell you that. So I'm seeing this on Puckpedia right now, but I remember I thought at one point San Jose was under the floor, which is why I answered San Jose. And who knows, Shane Gaumont and Master Control, if you can find out if those numbers that we talked about on Puckpedia are really accurate, or if San Jose is actually under the $70.6 million floor after all. In the meantime, Shane, send up another question. Longtime listener of you two together. Thank you. This coming from Mikey Sears. Question, is the hype real for this season? We are more excited for this coming season than I can remember. Over or under 97.5 points, Brian?
It's pretty weird. I don't know why, but I was cycling today, and I actually was picking my over-under for the Canadians this season.
Okay.
Other people think about other things when they're cycling. They're enjoying the fresh air, the sunshine, how their tennis game is going. Maybe if they could have sex in the next couple of weeks or something like that, it'd be nice.
Jeez.
Or months.
What's the show getting
you
into
mentioned it. You can't be the only one who gets to mention it all the time. Your poor wife.
Yeah, I hear you.
Anyway.
Yeah.
100.5. That's my number.
You think the Canadians are going to hit 100.5 points?
I do, if they stay healthy. I mean, I'm going to look like a total idiot, of course, right? If they, get a lot of injuries, because this isn't a Suzuki's gone for 62 games. You know what I mean? Caulfield falls into the boards, gone for 50. Doc's knee is this is not everybody gets injured prediction. This is a pretty healthy season. Demidov is what we think Demidov can be.
Yeah.
Dobson solidifies the blue line. Holden's got a hell of a wrist shot. Maybe even plays a little bit of center. You add these three amazing components, but you only lost Arneal and Dvorak. You were 91. Can you get 9 more? The answer is, especially if you're not giving away every game that Primo played with his 8.26 goals against save percentage. Yes, they can get 9 more points to get to 100.
So they had picked up 90. They picked up 91 points last year, like you said. Okay, I need you to do this exercise. Forget about the month of February for now, because there's only a couple of games and it's the Olympics, right?
Right.
If the Canadians pick up one more win in October, and one more in November, and one more in December, and one more in January, February is the Olympics, and one more in March, and one more in April. That's realistic, right?
Yeah.
They're a better team. Some are going to say they don't have a number 2 centerman. Well,
They didn't last year either.
They got the same players they had a year ago in terms of at center. In terms of last year, they had Dvorak, they had Evans, they had Newhook, they had Doc, and this year they have Newhook, they have Doc, they have Evans, and they have Joe Veleno, they have Oliver Kapanen, and maybe Bolduc, who has played center like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
If it's realistic that the Canadiens pick up one more win in October, one more win in November, one more win in December, one more win in January, one more win in March, and one more win in April, that's 6 wins. That's 12 points. They finished with 91 last year, plus 12. That's 103. I'm
going 100.
I don't think it's a stretch for you to say that they're going to have 100 points.
Yeah, I'm going with 100. I've been doing pretty well with that, by the way. Last year I was at 85. They got to 91. And so this year I'm predicting an upward trend again. I just think that the additions, they're big additions. These are not small additions. You know, adding 20 goals in Bolduc, who's improving as a player still. He's a young player. Yeah. Adding who everybody thinks is going to be the rookie of the year, and everybody's watched his skill set. Everybody saw the last 2 games in the regular season where he was at times the best player on the ice for the Canadiens in Demidov. And then you add an absolute workhorse on the blue line, a 25 to 30 minute guy. I'm telling you, those are 3 gigantic additions. Those are not 3 tiny additions. This isn't like, oh, I think Kapanen might be a good player. Like, these are already, you know, these are 2 proven guys and the best prospect in hockey.
Bobby has a great point. And Bobby says 17 back-to-back games could make a difference. Every team's going to play 14 plus back-to-back games. Yeah. That's the thing, right? So, you know, so a lot of this is going to weigh on the backup goalie. Like, if they get good goaltending from their backup, they'll hit those 100 points, Brian. If they don't, that could be the difference there. Let's not forget, Dobish was on a roll when he came in.
Yeah, and don't forget, too, there were 16 points with an 8-2-6 that you have to get 7 goals to win that. So that was 16 that you weren't going to score in 7, and it was 16 points guaranteed that were not going in your pocket.
Yeah.
If Dobish is just 8-2-6 to 8-9-6. Now you only have to score 3 or 4 to be in that game and win it instead of 7. And that's 16 possible points.
Yeah.
That were not in the equation last year.
And you would think that this team grew from the playoff elimination to the Washington Capitals. They battled through adversity. They're a year older. They're a year more experienced. They're going to get, once again, Laine should be healthy going into the season. The addition of Demidov only played the last 2 games of the regular season. That, you know what? Everything is in place for the Canadiens to pick up 100 points. There's no doubt about it. Next question. How many more we're going to take? Oh, Jason sent over $10. Very nice of you. If the Habs are off to a 6th start, I like that. Are they looking for a second center regardless of the standings? Even if they're second, 3rd in the Atlantic by trade deadline. Thoughts?
I think wherever they are in the standings, they're looking for a second line center.
Without a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it doesn't even matter what the total is. If the total is going to be 100 at the end of the year, or 90 or 80 or 70 or whatever happens to them, they're still looking for a second line center. 100%. Unless Kirby Dach becomes the guy that they traded for.
Definitely agree with everything you just said there. Unless Kirby Dach becomes the guy that they traded for.
That's the only thing. It's not point standings. Yeah, it's what he did.
100%. All right. Okay. Why don't we take, I don't know, 5 more. Rod Langway fan club. Wow. If Montembeault is a top 10 goalie this year, while Fowler continues to show that he's a future number 1 with a big AHL season, and you're offered a young second center for Fowler at the deadline, do you pull the trigger? Brian?
Yes.
That
surprised you, I bet.
I don't.
Yes. You don't want to know why?
Tell me.
The market value in a goaltender it fluctuates, and nobody has any idea from game to game unless you're Patrick Wall what you're getting. You can have a guy 1 year, you look at Bobrovsky, is 1 year he's the best ever. The next year you're worried that his career is finished, then he goes back to the best ever. From day to day, you do not know what you're getting in a goalie. You think Jake Allen is going to be worth a really high pick, and he ends up being a 3rd rounder. It's just the value of these guys. I'm sorry, it's low. It's low in the market. You can think you're going to have the next stud. Everybody thought Primo was going to be a stud. I think Fowler is better, than Primo and has an opportunity to be better and very, very good. I'm not saying I'm not high on him. I'm just saying that goalies are very hard to figure. And you look at the playoff champions a little bit. You look at Binnington. You look at Hill for Vegas. You look at the goalies that go far in the playoffs. They're not always sensational. Even Skinner, not a great goalie, but good enough. I just don't value them in terms of their predictability. So if you can get a solid, bona fide, gonna win games for you, Sam Bennett type of second line center, you take him.
So
let's hear the counterpoint.
I know we don't know what Jacob Fowler is going to become, but a lot of people were high on Ivan Demidov, and we can understand why. And a lot of people in Lane Hudson's last year of hockey at Boston University were high on him, and we can understand why now. I'm not trading away a guy who can be a franchise goalie like Fowler. I'm not. I understand the question is if Montembeault proves to be very good. I understand it. You can have a Fowler at an entry-level contract and then maybe at a bridge or a long-term. So at a real good cap hit for a long time. Here's a guy that, once again, like people are saying, can win hockey games, can steal hockey games. He's a winner. All he does is win. I'm not doing that because if I'm going to get a young centerman in return, I already have a young centerman in Michael Hage. Like, what are we talking about here when we talk about a young centerman? So it's a great question. And at one point,
apologies.
At one point,
it said proven center.
I think it was a young center. Can we bring it back up? Can we bring it back up?
I thought it was proven center.
Shane and Master Control, if you have the same question, if by chance,
like if we're dealing with unknown,
it's young center. It's young center.
Young. Yeah. Okay. Well, if that young center in that question means unknown, and we don't know the ceiling of that, and we're just speculating, it could be Michael Hage. It could be Angelo Esposito. I mean, if it's unknown and you don't know what the follow through is, here we go. Okay, there you go, McTavish. Then yes. If it's a proven guy, then yes. Good job on the follow up. That's excellent. Thank you very much. So in that question, if it's McTavish or somebody like him, proven, I think that is more value to the team in terms of the consistency they bring every night, the ability to change the scenario every night versus the difficulty in understanding the voodoo that is NHL goalie.
All right. Okay. Next, Bull Squash. Is Demidov's benchmark for this season Michkov's last season?
Yes.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, 60 points. He's looking for 60 points. That's my goal for him. It's Celebrini's number. It's Bedard's number. He's trying to get in the same category as Bedard and Celebrini. And I think Michkov was 57-ish.
If I know Demidov the way I know Demidov, he's
probably on the ice right now.
He's aware of Michkov's 26 goal, 63 point season.
63. Okay.
There were a lot of comparisons between the two players. There were a lot of comparisons, and he's going to be aware of what those numbers are. Mind you, those were really good numbers, eh?
Yeah.
26 goals, 63 points in 80 games in your rookie season. Those are really good numbers.
Yeah.
You know,
and already contributing when the Canadians pick is, got to spend some seasoning time in the minors.
I want to talk to you about a fundraiser, if I can. We'll bring it up. Thank you, Shane. Club de Golf Napierville is going to be the place, and the date is going to be on Saturday, the 6th of September. And it's a charity golf tournament, and the golf is sold out by now. But if you want to donate to this very special cause, which is the Montreal Special Needs Family Organization, which was set up by Maddie Pettigrosso, helping out families who have children with disabilities, you can definitely help out, and Maddie would be more than happy to take your donation at 438-860-6663. Also, a quick shout out to one of our friends who is going to be bringing the Esteriori brothers The Esteriori brothers are coming to Montreal again. They came about a year ago. They're coming this time to a bigger venue at Place des Arts. You can scan the QR code to pick up tickets or to buy your tickets for a great concert, which will take place on the 16th of September at 8 p.m. And if not, check out their website, viveavanti.com. Brian, one last question, because I could stick around for longer, but to tell you the truth, it's hot in my room. It's really hot. One more. Does Joshua Roy have a future with the Habs? Adam Lancaster. I think this is it. I think this is the season. It's he's got to answer the bell this season. And if he doesn't, I would say that he would be one of the players that they would move if he doesn't.
It's going to be really hard. Just look at the depth chart. I mean, whose job is he going to take? I think if it happens for him, it happens when some contracts expire. So not this year. Maybe, when Gallagher's contract expires or Josh Anderson's contract expires, that might be his better window. But I could say that for Beck too and Kapanen. It's, if everybody stays healthy, the depth chart is some really good NHL hockey players with veteran experience. The rookies are going to have a very hard time earning a spot this year. Any rookie, even one, even Kapanen, even Beck. I don't think a single rookie's making this team this year except for Demidov.
Well, because like you said, already the core is young, and how much more youth can you add to the mix? How many points Canadian's going to finish with? I would imagine it's going to be something you're going to see on Betway. Go all the way with Betway and get a free bet up to $200. If you're not going to see it now, you're probably going to see it once the season starts, of course, or right before the season. If your first bet loses, scan the QR code on the screen or click on the link in the details section to create an account. Redeem your welcome offer. Offers only available for new customers. Terms and conditions apply. Offers not available in Ontario. Must be 18 years of age and older. And please play responsibly. Brian, final thoughts?
And the line is 91 on the Canadians.
Oh, it's going to be over 91.
Well, you know what the line was last year on the Canadians? They blew it away by 16 points.
75?
The line was 75 last year.
75, yeah.
I mean, they absolutely blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
So this year, the people in Vegas have the same lack of confidence, and I recommended wholeheartedly, and I usually don't do this. I did that last year. I said, if you're a gambling man, throw some money down on the over. 75 is a very low total. I say the same thing this year, but with less conviction. The line being at 91. I think they'll beat it, but it won't be as easy as beating 75 last year, which to me was such a no-brainer. I don't know how Vegas had that as a line.
Brian, you're going to love the way we're going to finish off the show tonight. And there's a message, a question message. Actually, it's a message from Spencer Allen. Can you bring it up? Look at this. He sent over $13.99. And he says, hey, guys, coming from Halifax here.
Great
Hi,
place.
Tony. Brian, in my opinion, you are such an engaging and respectful guest. I love your work. Tony, will you guys be doing 2 guest shows like Stu Cowan and Brian Wilde again? Brian is a great guest. And I can tell you right now that you're going to see a lot more of Brian during the hockey season. All right. And awesome. I could tell you in terms of collaborators and in terms of guests and in terms of other stuff, make sure you follow all of our social media channels, because I'm going to tell you right now, the next month, I think will be filled with some announcements, some of them that might even surprise you, but no longer surprise me. Brian, thanks for doing this. We'll talk to you soon.
That's what happens when they're the number 2 podcast in the country.
We're not number 2 every day, but every now and then we're number 2. Every now and then we're number 3. It's hard to get to number 1. But I will tell you this. Usually the number 1 and number 2 are usually the same number 1 and number 2 all the time.
Right. They
are owned by very, very big, powerful machines who invest a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous amount of money. For us to be in that conversation and be in the mix with Agnello and Kirkland and Tony and his bachelor in LaSalle doing our own little thing here, I think it's pretty cool. But how do we do it? We do it with great collaborators like yourself, Brian. Thanks again. Have a great night, my friend.
Appreciate it very much.
Special thanks to all of you for being here and watching the Sick Podcast weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern. If you like the podcast, leave us a 5-star review. It's our way of feeling the love. For Shane Gaumont and Master Control, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Marinaro.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. The Sick Podcast is brought to you by Energy Transportation Group, driven to be different. LaBita.tb, embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination.